Guys, we're going right this way, right there. I'll bring some items. I bought some items.
How you doing?
It's been a long time.
Be careful, Tom.
Watch out. Move. I don't know, man, Tom. It's been a long time, Tom. How you been?
Whoa.
Wait.
Stop it!
What are you doing?
Back the f*** off!
What are y'all doing?
What do you want, Jimmy?
People are crazy, bro.
Knock it over my wife!
Yeah, they're bugging. Sorry, Tom, about that. They're bugging out. These people are.
Come on, man.
Sorry about that, Tom.
Tom, sorry about that, Tom.
What are they doing?
What are they doing out here?
Someone pushed me.
What's up guys, Enigma here, and today we're going to be looking at this new video of Tom Hanks swearing at a fan after they pushed his wife over, causing her to trip. It's only a short video, but I think you guys will find the body language super interesting. So, let's take a look.
Guys, we're going right this way, right there. I'll bring some items. I bought some items.
How you doing?
It's been a long
Be
time.
careful, Tom.
Watch out. Move. I don't know, man, Tom. It's been a long time.
So this is kind of strange. Tom is doing a martial arts gesture with his hands. Now I don't know if he actually does martial arts regularly, but he definitely has experience with it due to the movies he's been in. This is likely a way for him to be friendly towards his fans without actually indicating that he wants to stop and talk to them. If he waves at them, it might give them the wrong impression that he wants to like stop and talk, so he just does this with his hands. He also bends his head down when he does the gesture, which is him thanking and being modest. Bowing of the head is a sign of respect and admiration. However, when he sees them get in his way, he does this gesture, but his eyes are fixated forward and he doesn't bow this time. This is where he begins to get frustrated. He's gesturing with his hand, but his body language becomes desynchronized, meaning that the gesture isn't what he's feeling. He's more concerned with navigating the crowd now. Then when the guy walks in front of him, the same guy who trips his wife up later on, that's when he begins to get a bit annoyed. You can see it with the way he subtly moves his mouth. He tenses it here. We tense up in response to frustration or anger. Basically, the stress causes us to do this. When the brain gets stressed, adrenaline is released, and our blood pressure and heart rate also increase. As a result, our muscles tense up as the result of the adrenaline. This is why his mouth tenses here. You'll notice that if you've been in a very tense situation, and I mean a super tense situation, your muscles tremble severely. This is your body pumping itself with blood and adrenaline, ready to give you the energy to fight or run away. Tom has this to a lesser extent here.
How you been?
Whoa! Stop it!
What are you doing?
Back the f*** off!
What are y'all doing?
What do you want, Jimmy?
People are crazy.
So the guy who Tom bumped into earlier is focused on his camera now, totally clueless of his surroundings. And because of this, he walks straight into Tom's wife, causing her to trip and nearly fall. This lack of situational awareness is just insane, especially as it happened twice in the space of about 5 seconds. Anyway, when she gets pushed, her first reaction is to look at her husband, Tom. This is a natural reaction when encountering a stressor, as we seek to find those who can help us. She gets startled, so she looks to her husband for protection, which he then gives. Eye contact is super important in everyday communication, as we use it to signal distress to others. Tom takes a few seconds to actually realize how scared she is, and when he sees how startled she is, he jumps into action. Tom instantly puts his hands on the guys, displaying super confrontational and dominant body language. He also makes strong eye contact, which is again super confrontational and a sign of high dominance and a high status person. When encountering a threat, we either rise up or try and hide, so we either act dominant or submissive. Tom is totally dominant here. He also exhibits rapid head movement, constantly looking between the people. He does this to gain as much information as possible about the situation in order to improve his chances of survival. The survival mechanism is triggered, and as I always say in my videos, our brain doesn't know we live in a civilization. It hasn't evolved to that stage yet, and thus it takes any stress as a sign of immediate physical threat. Tom is filled with adrenaline and looks around frantically to assess the situation.
Knock it over my wife!
Yeah, they're bugging. Sorry, Tom, about that. They're bugging out. These people are.
Come on, man.
Sorry about that, Tom.
Tom, sorry about that, Tom.
What are they doing?
What are they doing out here?
Someone pushed me.
Tom then pauses for a second to compose himself. He does this as he's filled with adrenaline, and his blood pressure is dramatically increased. He's in survival mode, which is why he takes a good few seconds to get out of it. As, again, your subconscious doesn't know that we have laws. It doesn't know that we're constantly safe. It thinks we're always in potential danger. It still thinks that we're living in a primitive situation where a startling sound could mean that there's a dangerous predator right about to kill you. Tom then stares down the guy who bumped into his wife, which is again incredibly confrontational. When we come against a human threat, eye contact determines status. Now, if you're in a heated situation with someone, you can always tell who the dominant one is based on their eyes. Tom stares directly into the eyes of the guy and doesn't break eye contact at all. This is super high dominance. Now, obviously you can't go staring down everyone, as that would just land you into a whole heap of trouble. But if you do ever get into a situation that's heated, break your eye contact by looking to the side, but never down. Down is a sign of submission, and it will tell the other person that you're giving into their pressure and to their dominance. Just a tip for you there. Anyway, Tom then walks off into the car with his hands clenched together. This is a result of the high levels of stress he's been through. His body again is filled with adrenaline, and he needs to vent it somehow. So he tenses his muscles in response to it. The easiest way to tell if someone is stressed is to look at if they have clenched fists. If you ever see clenched fists, it's highly probable that the person is incredibly stressed. Moral of the story, give people respect no matter if they're famous, and please be situationally aware. I've seen celebrities in public myself, and I just leave them be. It's nice that you got to see them, but they're not duty bound to take a picture with you or sign something. They're people at the end of the day. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.